Hey everybody, it is Christopher Not Walking. Welcome to the Dirty Nerdy Show. With me as always, Katie Guillory. And today, Katie, we've got a special guest, don't we?
We do. We have another ASM artist, and you may know her as Gibi.
Gibi ASMR is here, you guys. What's going on, Gibi?
Hey, nothing much. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. You are a special case for us because we've had a lot of ASM artists come on the show, but none who were openly into like the same nerdy things that we promote on the show.
All right, double nerd.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. First of all, how are you?
I'm doing great. I set up my equipment for the night. I'm planning on filming a bunch of videos. I do a lot of them at one time, really. People don't know that.
So you just like you just set a day and then you're like, I'm just dedicating this day to filming all the videos?
Oh yeah, it was really hard before I got my lights because I could only film during the day because I needed natural light or else my videos would just look terrible. So as soon as I got my lights, I film starting in the evening until like 3 a.m. and then I have a bunch of videos.
Do you use those ring lights? Because I like those ring lights that they use.
No, I don't. I use soft boxes, but I have two of them and one of them on each side and then a backdrop.
That's so fancy. I was watching some of your videos, and one thing that really struck me is that you said you were a sort of a not very quiet person in life, but you do these relaxing videos. Like, what drew you from somebody who has like an opposite personality to that to go and want to do something completely like sort of quiet and relaxed and chilled and not very ADHD, you know what I mean?
Great question. Yeah, when I tell my friends that I do ASMR and they're like, oh, what's that? I say, well, I basically relax people on the internet. And they're like, you? Relaxing? What? And but the thing is that I've been watching them for years and I'm very familiar. I was here before the ASMR community really kind of came together and formed. I was the one watching massage videos or
Back
whisper
when they were doing
videos.
those meditation things.
Yeah, it wasn't really called ASMR yet. Like nobody had really made it a cohesive thing.
Yeah.
So I've been around for a while and I'm kind of like a musical person. I play the piano. I've done some singing and theater and all that stuff. So I don't know if that ties into ASMR, but I remember having it since I was a little kid. And I always just wanted to kind of get in on the community more than I have been just by being like a passive viewer. So I figured if I can just think about being a little bit quieter, it might not be so bad.
Yeah. Okay, so what was the moment that made you like take the plunge, if you will, that was like, hey, I'm going to do this?
Okay, the thing was, it's because I didn't have a camera, and then all of a sudden, I had a camera. I just bought a used camera from like one of those Facebook groups, and I had a lot of free time on my hands and a lot of natural light in my room, and I was like, well, the time is now. And then I just never stopped making them.
You were like, what do I want, curtains or cameras?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think about all of these? Because you said that you started watching when it was still in its infancy, and I did too. What do you think of all of these special microphones that they got out now? Like they have like the 3DO. Do you feel that it?
Oh yeah.
Takes away
the
some
3DO.
Yeah. Do you feel that it takes away some of the magic and the mystery? Because back in the day, I felt like people had to be a little bit more creative with it. Because, you know, you had massage videos that were massage role plays, and people would just use a pillow. You know what I mean?
Right.
Do you think that it's different now? Is it like more helpful or is it like more hindering?
I mean, I have to say it's more helpful just because there's more options out there because you can find a 3DO video if you want, or you can find somebody who's using their camera audio. And personally, I've always found that I like the more unintentional videos. I think people who use 3DO, you have that direct sound in your ear, and that totally will give somebody tingles just hearing that right in their ear. Yeah. So if like, it's really all about like what triggers your ASMR. So I think that it's great to have all these different options.
A perfect example is Hungry Lips. I never got tingles from her until she got a 3DO. And then she got the 3DO, and it's like, wait a minute, she's actually good.
Yeah, it's the sounds right in your ear, like it's hard to not react to that.
Yeah. So you're someone that loves comedy. I love comedy. I love writing jokes. What got you into that?
Oh, that's been a long time thing. I actually had a YouTube channel a long, long time ago, and since then, my brother made me make the channel private because it's super embarrassing. So probably from 6th to 9th grade, we made comedy sketches, like Fred, like we chatted with like Fred, and all those old YouTubers, when Smosh wasn't professional, when they were just making funny videos, that's when we were making videos too. That was before any ads or stuff like that. So I did that for a lot of years, and it's just kind of delved into, me and my cousin have a really good relationship, and we often make skits and sketches, and we perform them at anime conventions. And it's very different than what I do, but I do like performing quite a lot.
That's really cool, and that's something I wanted to ask you about, the sketches. What's sort of like your favorite sketch idea that you came up with and you were like, this is great?
Oh God, we have some in the making that are just going to be incredible. But my favorite one was probably our first one. We did Team Rocket, so I was Jesse and he was James. And we basically just rewrote like a new episode. And it was my first time playing with audio and sound effects and music and everything, and we ended up sounding just like a Pokemon episode, but we made a little bit more crude jokes than they would in a kid's show. And people really liked it, and it was just so fun to perform because they're so absurd.
That is great. And I did see on your Instagram where you were like with the little kid, and I was like, "Aw."
Oh yeah, I love that. It's like being a really nerdy Disney princess.
It kind of is, if you think about it. Like, you get to go to these conventions, and it's got to be great for you seeing like the look on little kids' faces.
Oh, absolutely.
When they see these characters, and it's got to be great for little girls too, because they see these characters, and then they get to have heroes. Because I feel like, it's such a male-dominated thing, like comic book industry and all
mm-hmm.
that, now they're starting to get more and more, like, female, like, strong...
Yeah, representation, for sure.
Yeah. Like, for example, like Ms. Marvel, she's a great one. Captain Marvel. Things like that, and these little girls get to look up to that, and they get to participate into the whole like nerd thing, and that's just great. I'm all for inclusion, because as a disabled person, I'd hate to be excluded from anything.
Yeah, no, it's been actually amazing. I just went to Youmacon in Detroit this last weekend, and I was dressed up as, I think it was Azula, and this is so funny because I really don't dress as great role models, and this little girl was fighting with her sister over like buying the same shirt or something. She was dressed in a Toph costume from Avatar. So I was like, Toph! And she turned around and she just got this huge grin on her face because she recognized me as a character, and we took a picture together, and it was so cute. I loved it. And it's also kind of funny that I'm into the same things as little kids are, but whatever. You roll with it.
They can't judge you.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's like, I find it very, just very cool how that's sort of shifted. And nerd culture in general has really shifted, because before it wasn't cool to be a nerd, and now you can be into anime, and I do want to ask you about that, because
mm-hmm.
you said you loved movies. When it comes to anime, like movies that turn into live action, track records, it's not that great.
No, not great. Not great.
So I guess my question to you is, what anime would you like to see as a movie, as a live action movie? And what animes would you like to not see because you're too afraid that they would just completely screw it up?
Honestly, I would love to see Naruto as a live action movie, because I think that The animation, like the art is like all right. I don't think I watch it for its beauty, you know? I think if they did it right, it would be really cool. But that was like my first anime I ever watched, and I think I'm past the point where I don't mind if it gets ruined. I think they had like a spin-off show called like Rock Lee and His Ninja Friends, and it's the most absurd thing I've ever watched, but I didn't mind. And I know they made a Death Note live action movie, but it was just awful. And now they're making it like a musical, and they're making it a Netflix series, and I'm so confused. And I think that's one thing that I don't know if they can do correctly because they're so dramatic I read it first. I read it like a bunch of times before I watched the anime. And even just going from reading it to watching it, they seem just so absurd on screen. And then if you're watching a live action person do it, it's even more ludicrous. And just how dramatic they are.
On the topic of like TV and movies and stuff, when I was watching your Q&A, I don't know how old that video was. I didn't look. But like, what are some of your favorite TV shows and movies right now?
Right now? Okay, I've been watching The Office since it came out nonstop. I just put that on. It's like my security blanket. I can't stop watching it. And then I actually only watched Avatar and Korra this summer. And I'm into Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad. Those are definitely my top. And as far as the movies go, I actually don't have a ton of time to watch movies anymore, which is super sad. But I think we're into that era where you have like 40 minutes tops to watch something. But I am in the middle of the Lord of the Rings extended version series because I've never, ever seen them, which I know is ridiculous. So I'm getting on it. And I didn't want to just watch the regular cut. I had to watch the extended cut, which is taking me forever, but I really like it so far. And I didn't realize how similar it is to Harry Potter. Like I can see how J.K. Rowling got a lot of her influence from it, which is weird because I don't really hear people who are into like super into Harry Potter and super into Lord of the Rings. I feel like it's one or the other.
Have you seen Supernatural?
I haven't.
Oh my gosh, you need to watch it like tomorrow, like
Tomorrow.
tonight.
Okay, done. Done.
Like 20 minutes from now, go.
Done.
I've never watched it either, don't worry.
It's so good if you're into like urban legends and ghosts and all that stuff. It's really good. I love it. And plus it's not really scary. It's more like comedy and stuff.
Oh, it's comedy? I would have never guessed that.
It's like it's sad, but then it's like mostly happy. And now, like before when they first started it, it was like strictly like hunting things, and now it's more like a storyline.
That's amazing.
Who are you listening to right now in ASMR?
Ooh, a ton. And it's weird because I do that. I focus on one person for a while and then move to another. But somebody I always check is Tony Bomboni. Check for his uploads. And Visual Sounds 1. I think Heather Feather's coming back and everyone's freaking out. Super excited.
Wait, what?
Yeah, she's coming back. It's basically the best thing to ever happen to me. And yeah, I listen to Danny Docile, Gentle Whispering, of course, because she's queen.
Yeah.
I'm just starting to make playlists now so I can go back and watch them because I do that thing where I find a great video and it's so sad.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. For me, I'll find somebody that I'm like super into, and then like I'll only watch them for like a month.
Yeah.
Like Caroline ASMR, like I'll watch her for like a month, and then like I'll just move on to somebody else.
Yeah, I don't know why that is, but like if I listen to someone for too long and then I try to go to somebody else, I'm like, ugh, no.
What's the most rewarding thing that you've gotten from, whether it be messages, gifts, whatever, from fans in the ASMR community? And then what's the most rewarding thing from the cosplay community?
Okay. So I get a lot of messages, and I didn't expect to. And there's so many people out there that I didn't realize were very similar to me in that, they need something to quell anxiety or help them sleep, or I'm just not the type of person I can't lie there and just wait to fall asleep. And so ASMR has been absolutely incredible to me, and having people tell me that I can do that for them, that is very rewarding. And I've gotten a couple compliments on just how active I am, I guess, in the community. And that's something that I always wanted to do. So the fact that I can live up to people's expectations about that is awesome. Like, I love replying to comments. I love, talking to people and making sure that nobody feels ignored, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And in the cosplay community, definitely competing in the masquerades are the most rewarding thing to me. You feel like I said before, just like a nerdy Disney princess. We competed at Anime Boston and we won Best in Show, and it was the first time I had ever done anything like it, and I was just
awesome.
floored. I was floored. Thank you so much. And after the show, my cousin, who is James, and I was Jessie, we walked outside and we were just like swarmed by people who were like, Jessie James, like Team Rocket, like, you're hilarious, like, let me get your picture. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just so cool how happy people are. And making somebody like smile and like laugh that hard just because we're being ridiculous, that's quite rewarding.
You know what would be cool, and I don't know if you do this, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but as a disabled person, and I do know people in the cosplay community that do this. One thing that would be really cool is to visit hospitals.
That is, yeah. I actually was just looking into this because I saw this video on Facebook that these girls, I think they're in college, and they have this group, and they all dress up as princesses and visit the hospitals, and I literally was like, this is the perfect job for me. I like literally could not find anything better. So I emailed them. I emailed them, and I like asked how someone like me could get involved. I'm not close to their campus or anything. But they sent back some information, and it seems like it's very, you have to be very prepared and very trained for it, which is good. I'm glad they're not just sending people in willy-nilly. Like, people need to know what they're doing. But that's something that I will definitely be looking into, like, very seriously.
Yeah, it's when dealing with the disabled, you have to be mindful of a lot of things, but at the end of the day, and as a disabled person, this is the one bit of advice I could give you should you go down that road of, of dealing with disabled people and visiting them in hospitals, is just treat them normal as can be. When you go in there, as this character or whatever, for whatever amount of time you're there, for them, that is an escape from the pain. It is an escape from the hurt, and it is a very big responsibility. And just remember to treat them like they're not sick. Be mindful that they are, but
right.
You have to be courageous in that they are still human. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I totally understand that. It's definitely a balance between, like, you need to know what you're doing, and you just need to make them happy. I think that would just be an incredible experience. And I just like making people happy. So if I could do that, I would totally jump on that opportunity.
Yeah, and if you ever need like help with like how to deal with the disabled,
yeah,
like just ask me.
Amazing. I'm so glad.
That's something very important to me. I'm always trying to bridge the gap between the rest of the world and the disabled community, because a lot of people, they feel like they don't quite belong.
Right.
And
there shouldn't be that gap.
Yeah, and for me, I never really had that. Like, I wrote a big long post because October was Spina Bifida Awareness Month, and I wrote a big long post because I was inspired by somebody that I met who also had spina bifida, who was completely different from me, that didn't have, you know, the foundation that I had. They didn't have, like, regular friends that were, like, able-bodied, and they didn't ever feel normal, so they didn't really have the social skills to go out and be successful in, like, in a social environment, and that really breaks my heart. So anything that I can do to bridge that gap is always great, and that's why I wanted to bring you on, and that's why I bring on so many people who are in the ASMR community, because as a disabled person, it does get very lonely. It can get scary, and there are times when you just need to relax and let the anxiety, you know, drift away, and one way that I deal with that, and I want to turn on other disabled people too, is ASMR, because it's very personal. You've got people who do these very personal, like, role plays, not necessarily like girlfriend role plays, but like just like the face brushing.
Somebody's
like,
talking to you,
yeah, where you don't feel quite as alone, and that's, you know, I really hope that, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, it's all fun and games, but there are real people who really benefit from these things, and I just hope that people really understand the gravity of these situations.
Right. And I think that's why I'm so motivated to always be, you know, making videos and always be responding and trying to do more different and interesting things. It's different than when I was running a comedy sketch channel. It really is. It just feels different. Yeah.
And we have trouble finding that balance too, because we're basically a comedy channel. And it's difficult to be like, hey, everybody, I'm the cripple. Look at me. My legs don't work. Can't walk. Everybody laugh. But to also be serious at the same time and show, you know, disabled people. That's my main goal, to show disabled people that you can do anything.
That's awesome. That's great. And the fact that you can add comedy to anything is just always a plus.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about your piano playing, because...
Okay.
You said you played the piano. How long have you played?
Since I was 3 years old, so quite long.
Oh. You see, I was watching your videos, and I basically just realized you're kind of like the Lady Gaga of ASMR. Hear me out on this.
Oh my God. I love it already.
Hear me out on this, bro. Okay, check it. Right? You're Italian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You like costumes. Okay.
Okay.
And you started playing the piano very young.
I did. And now I'm Lady Gaga.
And now you're Lady Gaga of ASMR, basically.
And I love Lady Gaga. I really do.
I do too, but
she's got some jams, man.
She does, but lately I don't know what's happened to her, man.
I think she's acting. She in American Horror Story. I don't know if she's released anything new. I just remember, you know, when everyone was into Lady Gaga, she just had some great songs. Oh my God.
You mentioned American Horror Story, and I was like, what?
Oh, I watched the first three seasons. I stopped midway through Coven.
I've watched all of them.
They're good.
Hotel, which was last season, wasn't very good, but, well, in my opinion, a lot of people liked it, but that was like Gaga's first acting role type thing, and this season though, she was working on her new album, so she didn't really act in this one. She was there in like a few episodes, but she was doing some other stuff. So
okay, yeah. I know. I always liked the first season the best.
I love the first four. And then I didn't really like 4 that much, but I liked it better than the 5th one. And I really loved this season. They did they did like a docu-series where like they have the people telling the story and then they have the actor portrayal.
Oh my gosh. They're getting creative.
And it's about the Roanoke colonies.
Interesting.
And I love it, but a lot of people don't like the docu-series type format, and I don't have a problem with it. Like, I'll watch 48 Hours all the time and watch the actor portrayal and stuff. I love that kind of stuff. But a lot of people are like, I don't like this season, but it was really gory. And
oh, God.
Like,
see, I don't know if I can handle that.
Yeah. A lot of people can't, but I mean, I think it was pretty good. But like, there was like some pretty like nasty stuff.
Oh God.
I can't handle it. I'd be like, no.
I'm not even gonna bring up what you used to look at. So
Back to the whole Rick and Morty is a good show that's on TV.
I love Rick and Morty.
I recently started watching Rick and Morty, and I'm falling in love with it. Like,
Oh my gosh, I watched it all on one weekend. I couldn't stop. It's unreal because it's so funny and it's kind of smart. It's like this comedy that I've never seen before. I can't explain why I think some of it is funny.
one thing it reminds me of, it has a Back to the Future element and like a Doctor Who element, and I like
Crazy
that.
Grandpa.
Yeah, but it's funny. It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's hysterical.
Oh man, like the sister, and then like he turns around and he's like, and then he's like, no, and then he's like, get it. You know which one I'm talking about, but yeah.
All right, Morty.
Yeah,
I love it so much.
Let's talk about cats because I put it in the notes and I wanted to talk about it because it's my favorite note. I put is a cat lady,
and that's a true fact.
So how many cats?
As of right now, none, because I only foster. I don't. I had a cat growing up, and I rescued him from my friend's neighborhood because his owners kicked him out when they got dogs. So I rescued him, picked him up, and he was the best cat ever. His name was Riley. And then I just been fostering cats ever since. So I fostered about 12 cats since I've had a place that is animal friendly, and it's amazing.
That's awesome.
It's so easy, and you're freeing up space in the shelter for new cats to come in, and just giving them a place where they can be comfortable, relaxed, socialized.
One thing that I've come to notice about you within not only your content but within this interview itself, and I'm gonna gush on you a little bit, so feel free to blush. It's all good.
All right, you can't see me. It's okay.
There's something
like John Cena would say, "You can't see me."
Oh my God, Katie!
I don't watch wrestling, but I made a joke to his brother when he was live streaming on YouTube a few days ago, and it went completely over his head because I was like, if you made John Cena fight John Cena, none of them would win because they can't see each other. And he didn't get it, and Chris was like, that was the greatest thing you've ever said.
Oh no, that's so unfortunate.
And he was just live streaming and he didn't get it, the poor guy.
And so he called him back into his room and was like, Katie has a joke for you. And
this was hours later, by the way. I called him in
Oh
and
my God.
Katie told the joke. He still didn't get it. I was like, dude, come on.
She's setting you up so well.
I was like, you were supposed to be the normal one, man. I love him to death, though. I do. And guys, go check out his channel if you get a chance. Misfit Gamer 101. Go check out his channel. Anyways, yeah, I have to gush on you a little bit because just from this interview and listening to the tone of your voice and looking at your content, there's a very like motherly quality from either from fostering cats. I believe you said in one video that you what's the word, babysit a lot.
Oh yeah, I nanny.
Yeah, you're a nanny, and I feel like you said that your friends were like, this doesn't really fit you, but I think it does. There's a sort of like motherly quality when it comes to ASMR. I'm trying to articulate this in the best way that I can, and I hope I get it across. But like, there is, something very maternal about it, in that way of like, it's going to be okay, calm down. because that's what
Right.
that's what your parents do when you're little and you're scared and you're afraid. And I think you're very good at that, and I think that's one of the reasons why your ASMR content shines so well, because you do have that tone, and you can watch somebody's video and tell if they care or not, you know?
That's funny. Yeah, for sure.
There are certain ASM artists out there, we're not going to name names, but you know the ones, that they just do it to do it, and they don't really care. And I can tell that you care. And
That's awesome to hear. Seriously.
yeah, I can tell that you care, and because of that, I feel like your channel will go far.
Well, thank you. I hope that people feel that, because I do care, and my friends, they do come to me when they need to feel better, or if there's a problem. They often come to me because I do care, and I'm not afraid to try to make them laugh and listen, and it's all good, you know? I think everyone deserves that.
Yeah, that's what's so great about ASM artists, especially when you're friends with them. Like, because I deal with anxiety on a daily basis. I deal with, being sick on a daily basis. So having the ability to go to certain people and be like, I need to talk to you right now. Can you help me? And they will. And it's like, it's so, that's great.
That's awesome.
And I wish that everybody had that opportunity to have friends in ASMR, because it does help me a lot. But yeah, special effects. What drew you to that?
My special effects.
Yeah, you said
special effects?
You said that you were very interested in special effects in videos and with green screens and all of that.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
Am I interested? Yes. Can I do it? No. Very big. I've been looking into it. I want to learn how to use, what is it? Adobe After Effects quite badly. And I don't know how I missed the boat on that one. I feel like I should have learned it a long time ago, and I just haven't yet. But I think that can make ASMR videos like unreal.
Yeah.
ASMR requests, her videos.
She
Amazing.
is great.
I don't understand. She's a wizard.
Another person who's on the rise like that, you worked with her, and I've talked to her a number of times. She's such a sweet person. Lucy.
She is such a sweetheart.
Yeah. She is so great. But she is really on the rise right now with, her role plays. And speaking of role plays, and since you're into like cosplay and writing sketches and everything, what sort of things do you have planned for the future?
All right, so what don't I have planned for the future? That's the big question. With Patreon, it's actually been such a great thing for me, because a lot of people are all right with me making public versions of their custom videos. So when I'm making custom videos for the month, people request such awesome things, and if they hadn't requested them, they wouldn't be on my channel right now, such as the cranial nerve exam was a custom idea, and I was like, hey, can I put this on my channel? And he's like, yeah, sure, no problem. And so now everyone can watch it, and it's great. So there's I would say I literally have 30 videos in the works, not an exaggeration, which is kind of overwhelming, but I'm ready. I'll get my Red Bull.
I have a request.
Oh, what's your request?
There's a character that you did in the cranial nerve exam.
Oh my gosh.
Was freaking amazing.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Because I filmed that. It was my last video of the night, and I knew it was going to be a big one to tackle, and I wanted it to be an hour long. And I did the doctor part, the cranial nerve part, and it was 3 a.m, and I'm like, this is not long enough yet. I need to definitely going to add a receptionist. So I was like, I went into my closet and I found this wig, and I was like, all right, it's coming on. What am I doing? And I think I shot her part about 4 times, because I would be in the middle of just doing something absolutely ridiculous, and I'm like, I can't publish this on the internet, so I'd have to start over. And I'm just so surprised and like pleasantly surprised that people like her so much. So she'll definitely make a comeback.
Yeah, she's got to come back. She's great. Like she was funny and like kind of flirty. Like,
oh yeah, it was fun for me.
The funny
to just
part
mess
is,
around.
Yeah, the funny part is, I go to a lot of doctors, so I've seen and met receptionists like that.
No, you have not. Oh, they're out there.
They exist.
You know what? She needs a name, so if you can think of a name for her, you're more than welcome to.
Oh yeah, I will definitely do that. She does need a name. I'm great.
She needs a name.
I'm great with names, you know, because Christopher not walking.
Oh yeah, see that one killed me. Absolutely hysterical. I was like, look at this email. This is amazing.
You show all your friends, like, look what this cripple said.
It's like, I'm definitely being on this show. I have to.
But yeah, I would love to. You know what? I'd go one step further. I'd love to have the character on the show. I think that would be great to interview that character.
Oh, she's a loose cannon. I don't know if you can handle it.
Oh, that would be great though. Like, because then you could cut loose, just do whatever, and it could be something completely comedic, and you wouldn't necessarily have to worry about being relaxing.
Right. Oh, yeah. See, that's the thing is that I find her voice is definitely more relaxing than my own because I spoke a little bit softer and higher with her. But I love vegan character, even if she's not a character that existed in any realm until I sat down in front of the camera. But still fun, still very fun.
Do you have any other like character types that you want to approach?
I really want to get all of my cosplays in front of the screen.
Yeah.
And those are recognizable characters, and I think that those are really fun. So I want to get Cora, Raven, and I'll tell you now, she's coming back. That's for sure. You'll see her very very soon. And I have Azula, and I have Jessie from Team Rocket, and I have Linda from Bob's Burgers, but I don't think she's gonna make it. She
do it.
I love Bob's Burgers so much. Oh my god, I can't.
A Bob's Burger ASMR. Would you watch it?
Yes, I would watch it, and I don't watch ASMR.
All right, so maybe Linda too. See, I have this whole arsenal of characters just waiting to come out.
Do it. We can convert Katie.
My friends have always said I'm the Linda of life.
That's great. That's the highest compliment.
You really are.
I'm not the Tina. I always wanted to be Tina, but my friends are like, no. They're like, no, you're Linda. Like, everything that Linda says sounds like something you would say. And I was
That's
like,
hysterical. My friends tell me I'm the Linda too, so Lindas unite.
Yes.
And what's great about Raven is, because I've thought about this, like, at length, and I've basically decided that Raven is pretty much Napoleon Dynamite in female form with superpowers.
Oh my gosh. See, I would never have put that together.
Think about it. She's like, hey guys.
She's apathetic.
You know? She's like, I don't care.
Tina, eat the food.
But yes.
The Raven video is so funny. I recorded it with camera audio, and people still liked it. So I was like, okay, all right, I can do better. So she's coming back.
When you record, do you double it up, camera audio and microphones, just to have a backup?
I do it so I can sync it easier. The only videos I used camera audio on were my nurse roleplay and the Raven roleplay, because I got my Blue Yeti back, but it is USB connected. So I think I'm going to look into getting some sort of like Zoom or other audio recorder so that I'm a little bit more mobile, because right now I'm tethered to my computer, which is a little bit difficult. But it's getting easier. I have my equipment's helping me.
That's awesome, man. Like, just this has been my favorite interview as of recent. You know,
I'm so glad.
Yeah, you were definitely in my top favorite interviews because this is just you were so fun and so kind.
I am blushing. You can't see it.
And it was great to have you come in and talk to us.
You guys are awesome. I love what you're doing. Very happy to be here.
You're like my YouTube soulmate. Like I just realized that you're my YouTube soulmate now. I don't really like it. Chris is the one that's like associating with all these YouTubers, and I just kind of sit by myself. But then you're like, oh my god, I'm the Linda of Bob's Burgers, and I'm like, oh my god, I am too.
It's the best person to be.
Yeah.
Katie's like, oh my god, let's be friends.
Yeah.
Did we just become best friends?
Yes.
I love it. Thanks, guys.
Do you have anything that you want to say to the people? Social media, things like that?
They can find me I do a lot of posting on Patreon, and I actually do post a lot on Patreon. And if you want to get into the Facebook group, there's a Patreon tier for that. Otherwise, you can follow my normal Facebook page where I'll post just all my videos when they come out and some random questions for the audience if I ever need input. And I'm on Instagram, but all those Instagram posts are pretty much cosplay related, or I try to keep them. So that's GB Cosplay. And then everywhere else I should be GB ASMR.
Yeah, we should all talk to her about getting a Twitter, you guys, because I couldn't find one.
I don't have a Twitter. Should I get one?
You
don't want to hear my random thoughts throughout the day.
Yes, do it.
I want to get on all the social medias. I love it. I would love to do Snapchat too, but
because we tried
I don't have anything going on.
We tried to get fan questions in, but like we couldn't get any because you didn't have a Twitter.
Oh, right.
And I was like, oh,
no fan base. No fan base on the Twitter sphere.
I was pretty bummed out about it, and I was like, man, because I wanted to incorporate, more fans.
You mean I wanted to?
Yeah, Katie wanted to.
That's a great idea. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
I should get a Twitter. I have so many random things. I'm like, I can't post on Facebook again. And I guess that's what Twitter's for.
Because I was like, I messaged him. I was like, you know what we should do? We should like tweet about it and say that we're doing an interview with her tomorrow and get fan questions. He's like, oh my god, I love it.
It is a great idea.
But yeah. Let's put a bow in this thing, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Tie it up, nice and pretty. Put it underneath the Christmas tree.
I decorated for Christmas yesterday.
You really are Katie's best friend now. This woman has been talking about Christmas, and I'm like, bruh, it's not even Thanksgiving yet. Guys, first of all, thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
GB ASMR, everybody.
Thank you for introducing me to the other me of the internet.
Yeah. It's so nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
But yeah, guys, GB ASMR, you can find all her links in the description below. Make sure you subscribe to her channel, follow her on all of her social medias.
And at the end of this video, at our little end screen thing, there will be a button to go follow her, or subscribe to her rather, I guess. Yeah, so go do that.
Yeah, do it. Do it. Subscribe twice. Make another account and then subscribe again. Okay? We're trying to get her.
I'll be there.
We're trying to get her those YouTube play buttons, okay?
You guys are the best.
But yeah, that's it. I'm Christopher Not Walking. That was Katie Guillory. GB ASMR, guys, go subscribe. Leave a comment below. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you want to see from GB. Things like that. Tell us about that. Mm-hmm. And we'll see you in the next video, guys. Once again, GB ASMR. You're listening to the Dirty Nerdy Show. I was Christopher Not Walking, Katie Guillory, and we are out. Bye.
Bye.